wake up. Was that a nightmare or a wet dream? Cause I've seen some things that I'd rather not get into detail about. For now, I just hope I can leave them out. Cause I feel like I've been drowned, shot, stabbed, killed. Still smiling like everything's chill. I've been blown up, thrown up, overdosed off pills. Still smiling like everything's chill. Got a bite of cyanide on the side of every meal. Still smiling like everything's chill. I could hang myself off a building with a bill. Still everything's chill. Cause I know if life is a bitch, death must be a piece of ass. Death must be a piece of ass. Death must be a piece of ass. But at least it lasts. But at least it lasts. But at least it lasts. So just clap your hands if you really wanna die. I just want something permanent. I think me and life have a love and a hateful relationship. I feel grateful to be alive, but don't like how I have to live. I'm too lazy for suicide and too selfish to not exist. I feel basically I admire the fire I hold within. There are places inside my mind that would terrify Stephen King. I feel crazy and then I'm fine. Who knows what the nighttime will bring? It's amazing to me. I lie to myself, but I stop to think. It's hard moving on, but I'm smarter from the past. If I gotta die young, I'll be a martyr for the facts. If I'm reincarnated and I gotta come back, tell God 5 more minutes, I just wanna nap. Cause I've seen some things that I'd rather not get into detail about. For now, I just hope I can leave them out. Cause I feel like I've been drowned, shot, stabbed, killed. Still smiling like everything's chill. I've been blown up, thrown up, overdosed off pills. Still smiling like everything's chill. Got a bite of cyanide on the side of every meal. Still smiling like everything's chill. I could hang myself off a building with a bill. Still everything's chill. Cause I know if life is a bitch, death must be a piece of ass. Death must be a piece of ass. Death must be a piece of ass. But at least it lasts. But at least it lasts. But at least it lasts. So just clap your hands if you really wanna die. If I lose my life, I hope I find another. I nosedive just to build up for another come up. But oh my, I got the guilt of a cheating lover. But still everything's chiller than a motherfucker. Everything's chiller than a motherfucker. Everything's chiller than a motherfucker.
What is going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream here. If you're new, my name is Zach and this is Real Deal Futures. We got some stuff to talk about here today, but first, make sure you recognize I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do here or anywhere else is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose money also. Read the disclaimer here on my site. Read it in the description of this video. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 about simulated trading, which is what I do with prop firms and what you do as well, whether you're funded or not for the most part, as well as my affiliate and partnership disclaimer, which we're going to talk about today. I'm partnered with Bookmap and Edgeful, two companies that I believe in, and I work with TopStep, although I'm not technically affiliated. I'm not paid by TopStep. I've been given a $50 gift certificate to their store to buy swag, and I've probably spent about $300 or $400 on TopStep clothing as it is. But I'm on their site, and I talk about it and I use it. And we are on the cusp of a meltdown. What looks like a pretty obvious, being able to spot this one myself from miles away. The fast track trades FTT rug pull that seems to be happening in real time right now. I'll probably jump right into talking about that. It's and I don't mean to be insensitive about that. I feel bad for everybody that was, due payouts from them, or that was, in the middle of a funded account or had spent money with them and is suffering that fate right now. I've been there myself with Forex prop firms, and it sucks. Sucks pretty bad. So maybe it's not as obvious if you haven't been down that same road the way I have. But before I talk about the markets, let's just talk about that quick. If you don't know, FTT, Fast Track Trades, I don't know a ton about them. They were a straight to funded futures prop firm, meaning essentially you pay and you're right into a funded account. Usually it's tighter parameters. You have more consistency rules. You need more days to pay out, but you don't have to take technically a combine or a challenge before you get into a funded account. What it seemed like from their camp, again, because I wasn't in their Discord, I don't have any firsthand experience, was constant red flags, right? Constantly changing rules, no clear path to live, tons of guys having problems. It seemed like every other day there would be something out about their CEO, doxing somebody, cursing traders out, threatening traders, not having payouts be sent while flexing like Lamborghinis or Ferraris and Rolexes, all that type of stuff. Again, I'm talking generally because I don't have firsthand experience of exactly what was going on. So I always want to be cautious. You know, what I saw on Twitter might not be exactly the truth, but not a long-standing firm and a lot of red flags. I tweeted about this stuff, right? I tweeted about a lot of what I saw coming out in September. I posted them in my Discord. You can go back on my Twitter. It's Real Deal Zach. Some of them were funny memes. Some of them were genuine sharing of my story, calling myself a seasoned veteran at getting burned by prop firms in the Forex space, which is what happened to me, right? My Forex funds, I was the idiot there left holding the bag, right? I didn't have payouts due to me, but I was in the middle of taking challenges, thousands of dollars, in the hole. I think 11 or $1,200 for that 300K challenge. Was never able to recover that. Burned by Cortana, was a HFT to pass prop firm. Funded, traded it into payout, was due however many thousands of bucks. Never got the payout, changing rules, same type of stuff. So that was part of my reason for leaving the Forex space, because I was trying to get funded and was constantly getting burned and put my hand on the stove 100 times and said, okay, you know what? Let's find a firm, maybe like TopStep, that's been around for 10 years. Really not a lot of negative reviews. It seems like they have a lot of faces behind the name. Very professional, big traders with them, no issues with payouts that you could really see, outside of it's your fault and you violated some rule. And I was trying to kind of throw that out to guys because I'd heard so many horror stories, not just with this one that we're talking about right now, but with other firms out there, guys just not getting paid out, guys do payouts, they change rules, they ask for all this other additional stuff that wasn't clear up front. And trading is so hard as it is, guys. It's really difficult to turn a profit no matter how you're trading. If you add the fact that you're working with a company that's going to change rules or have unclear rules, and you might not get paid out after you trade well and you make money, you're able to turn a profit, it's like, it's like next to impossible. So again, I feel for the guys that are due payouts right now, some of them like tens of thousands of dollars that the company that you're working with is deleting everything, and all of the Twitter and Discord and website and everything's down. But at the same time, you got to be smart, man. You have to. I wasn't, right, and I fall into the camp where I wasn't at all, right. I was that person, last year getting scammed again and again and again. So use me as an example. Use this unfortunate event as an example. Like, it sucks for the space. It's a terrible look for everybody involved in prop firms, right? Most people hear this from the outside and they go, wow, okay, all prop firms kind of fall into that terrible category. But try to use this as a learning experience, even if you're from the outside, just, kind of watching this happen and, maybe you're considering different firms. Be cautious, be a hard critique of everyone, TopStep included, anyone that you're considering. What does the track record look like? Are there problems with payouts? Are there changing rules and conditions, often? Is there a clear path to trade live that makes sense from the business model, that they're not just going to turn a profit by everybody failing, and maybe there's a way to make money with you making money? Who's behind the name? What does the CEO look like as far as how he's interacting with the community? Are they cursing guys out, doxing people, threatening people? Are there constant issues with payouts? Nobody's getting paid out, or not a lot of people are getting paid out. You're having all these different issues. They're changing rules all the time, constant adjustments and updates to how and what you have to do to get paid out. These are big red flags, big red flags. So, be cautious of that stuff. And again, as new companies come out, I think it can be good for the space to a degree, but you don't have to be the first guy in line like I was and like a lot of these guys were. For instance, you don't have to be the test dummy. It doesn't take a long time to get a baseline reading. And again, I tweeted this, let other guys go in there, jump, and be the first one in line to this, almost too good to be true thing. Let it work out, watch from the outside, and then decide to put your money on the line. There's a risk, and I'll finish with this. There's a risk with working with any prop firm. First off, there's a risk trading, inherent insane risk. But there's also risks with working with any company and or prop firm, right? You are entrusting your hard-earned money and capital and time, even more so than the money, all the time that you spend, that, they are going to hold up their end of the deal. And while you may have some repercussions, for the most part, you don't. It's difficult, really difficult. So, be cautious about this stuff, guys. And, go with, if you're going to trade prop firms, in my humble opinion, I would do thorough research and I would test run them and go with companies that I was comfortable with and actually, entrusted and believed in because of a proven track record and a lack of negativity and negative reviews and problems that I could see. And always be cautious of red flags. That's the thought process here. I wanted to talk about it this way. If guys ask me, I have a video, on it. Again, it's tough. I feel for those guys. I was there. At the same time, you could have seen this one coming from like a mile away. Granted, you could have seen some of the ones that I was dealing with coming from a mile away, but you could have seen this one coming from a mile away. You had so many red flags, and it just sucks. It sucks that that it went down that road. So I feel for everybody today that was due a payout or taking a challenge or spent any money with them, was in the middle of working on something with that company, and it's gone. And real shame on the dudes that were behind it, and real shame on the dudes that were promoting it. Really bad. I was having a conversation with somebody. You're taking blood money. Literally, you're taking blood money from other traders. So terrible, man. Terrible stuff. And I've talked about this before, man. I was in that situation before. I had a nice silver platter straight from the devil handed to me. You guys have probably heard to sign my name with the devil. Cortana was an HFT prop firm. I acquired an HFT that I used to pass prop firm challenges with Cortana. And in the process of testing it, I made a video about it. I traded an account, a funded account, profitably in the Forex space, trading CFDs, and was due a payout. In the time that I did all that, however long that took, not very long, changed rules, a whole bunch of BS, denied my payout, insisted that they would not refund me. They wouldn't give me $1 of the amount of money that I was due or my challenge fees back. Rug pulled, the type of deal. After and during that, I had a ton of guys reach out to me asking to buy the to buy the HFT, to license the HFT, pass my account with Cortana, and Cortana being able to be an affiliate for them. The really easy road to Zach having a Lambo and ensuring my space down there in hell with the devil would have been to be an affiliate with this terrible prop firm that I knew I couldn't get a payout from, and next to no traders would, and sell the HFT that you needed to get funded in the stuff. I have a conscience. I think most guys do. I know a baseline of right and wrong, and that was just straight up wrong. So I really hate on the guys that openly and knowingly are in bed with that type of company, knowing what's going on behind the scenes and continuing to promote it and take affiliate payouts up until the day that they go. So just be smart, guys. The space is changing, even the future space, right? I came from the Forex space. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you did not see all the stuff that was going on over the last couple years with Forex prop firms going under. And, I hope there's more regulation. Coach Dakota tagged me in a post. I thought it was awesome, man. More regulation, more regulation in the futures prop firm space. I think it's important, right? That's why I'm in the future space from Forex. More regulation, more centralized market. I want to treat this like a business. No one's here for a quick buck. If you are, you're in the complete wrong space as it is. Trading as a business, you're not going to do well. So I hope they regulate. I hope, regulatory bodies step in. They see some of this stuff going on, and it weeds out this BS stuff that's coming out. I think more firms could be good for the space, right? More opportunity, but real firms, real actual prop firms that have a model that is, we're going to make money with you. The rules are consistent. They're not going to change. They're clear. You're going to get paid out whenever you're supposed to get paid out if you hold up your end of the deal, right? Both sides holding up their end of the deal. So interesting. Just watching that melt down. Somebody's got a video. They're in the Discord. I forget the guy's name. They're in the Discord, and they're in real time. They're deleting the channels. You're seeing the channels get deleted. It's a video on X, on Twitter. So anyway, that was 15 minutes about prop firms going under, one specific prop firm, and then my experience in Forex prop firms getting scammed. So again, don't want to come off insensitive to everybody that's dealing with that today. You got to be smart, man. I wasn't. Use me as an example. I was not smart. I was an idiot. I was a test dummy for new stuff, and I went right to the ones that were too good to be true and put my hand on that stove way too many times, more times than I'd like to admit. So learn from what you can from other people's experiences and be smart. Just be smart about it. There's other firms out there. Here, let me finish off with this one. There's other firms out there that are waving crazy red flags right now. Just my humble opinion. Don't have to name any names. Be smart. Be smart. You don't have to be the meme that I posted where it's the woman blindfolded from that movie and it's you on your way to buy another combine. It's 1,000 red flags hitting you in the face. Just be smart, guys. So, only reason I ever followed up. Yeah, I don't know the individual. Yes, one of the guys in chat. What's going on, my man? Yeah, I knew somebody, but yeah, just be cautious, man. Look at the big picture. Look at the reviews. Look at what's going on. Kind of zoom out, and if there's any hint of red flags about something, exercise extreme caution. That's kind of the general thought process. So, I'm here on NQ. We're about $588.80 in profit in this 150K combine. I got one that's close to passing. This one's just in profit by a small amount. We are on an absolute tear. Let's zoom out and first live stream since the election. Take a look at what happened here. Absolute tear to the upside, right? Election went through. Decision was made. We got a new president, and markets obviously perceived that very bullish, right? Big push to the upside. Hardly any pullbacks. Today, coming into overnight session, we finished up the day very, very strong. Really bullish through the entire day, right? Overnight session was pretty choppy and consolidated a bit, but we did maintain this nice uptrend structure, right? Staying above VWAP, really not correcting at all, and coming right into the open. Drop down to like a 2-minute chart. I'll talk about NQ and my small adjustments on my charts here. There we go. Coming into the open, 9:30 a.m. right here. We popped to the upside, and we really did not take our foot off the gas. Buyers maintained control. We came up. We've tested, these levels of resistance and really just continued pushing through. We're only now just starting to kind of form an arc, failing to just continual blast above highs. And this discretionary zone that I have marked is coming off of, you guessed it, all-time high right over here on the current month contract back in July for NASDAQ. We are all the way up testing it. I think obviously it's a clear line in the sand. I'm sure a lot of guys want to see if that's going to break today. S&P just continuing to push all-time highs. So market's on an absolute rip your face off, ripper Magoo, tear to the upside. That's from it's from the dude Risk Life News on Instagram and Twitter. I think he's hysterical. I don't know his actual name. But yeah, we're on a tear to the upside. So trading this thing, I caught a couple buys, decided to just pull the buy move. Early on, I missed a whole bunch of trades. I wasn't watching Dow. Didn't feel that I had a setup early on that I really like on Dow in the 5-minute. Just didn't feel like something was setting up how bullish this was. Had an opportunity to long. Where was 110? That was my entry that I didn't get hit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So usually on NASDAQ, I'm not going to get involved. First off, I'm usually watching Dow right now. That's kind of been my routine, watching Dow off the open, looking for my first simple zone-to-zone to and from VWAP trade on Dow. today, watching NASDAQ, trying to find a way in on the to the upside. Really just sat and watched the market move without me. Gentleman that I was trading with, my coaching client, took a long over here. Beautiful play to the upside. I, on this pullback right off the open, just 2 to 3 minutes in, was waiting for a pullback to right around 210, right here. A little bit deeper into prior highs from pre-market. That would have been a beautiful entry. I didn't get it. Was being, just too hesitant to jump right into the upside. Didn't take it over here. Just didn't really have a clear level of structure. As we were pulling back, maybe was considering a deeper pullback. Didn't jump right in. But really a buy anywhere here would have played, even all the way up. If you're buying the absolute top up here, maybe it's a little bit tough. You catch a small amount of a pullback to prior highs, but super clean structure, right? Like here's prior highs broken in the uptrend. Here's prior highs broken in the uptrend. Here's your retest. Here's your retest. Just really, really clean to the upside. So congrats on everybody that was long in this thing today. If you were short, if you're a perma bear, you probably didn't have too great of a day. So, what do we have coming up? FOMC, 2 p.m. In about 45 minutes, we have the rate decision. We are chopping around right now, and we have the 2 p.m. rate decision and the 2:30 p.m. press conference, FOMC press conference with Jerome Powell. I don't think this is great trading conditions, but I got meetings all over the place. I wanted to hop on live with you guys. I'll be kind of restructuring and changing a lot of how and when and what I do. I think it's going to be awesome for what I do, awesome for you guys, and excited to roll a whole lot of that stuff out because I've just gotten way too busy. I'm doing way too many different things, and everything's kind of all over the place. So looking forward to get more organized with my trading, with my coaching, with Top Step TV, and excited, and the community, man. So I'm hyped. Going to be a lot changing. I won't go too much into detail with it, but I'll keep you guys updated. As we shift, right? Got to continue to adapt and figure out what you can do, what you can't do, and go from there. So anyway, big push up. Looking at the 2-minute chart has been pretty cool on NASDAQ. I got a visible range volume profile here on the side that seems to be pretty laggy. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see, is this going to readjust? Kind of. Book map over on the side, edge full up as always. Again, coming into this 2 p.m. time frame, I think we are likely to consolidate, and I think we're going to see a big increase in volatility. I don't know that we have a beautiful trade here. It would be a long back up towards these highs, a quick short down. I'm not a big fan of shorting on a day like right now, on a day like today. So long could be the play. Maybe we just start to consolidate and sell off a little bit ahead of this FOMC press conference. But I'm looking for like a small scalp trade ahead of it. See if we can get into and out of something that makes sense. We are right at this high broken, kind of this area of support that we started to find. We swiped below it. We didn't bounce right back up. This is looking kind of weak. I do think a test of this area is possible, and if I was looking short, it would really be only just a quick crack down below these lows, maybe to this area of volume that was traded. Couple levels on book map, 64, 62, and 58. Yeah, right off the lows, we got some liquidity. Yeah, we might start to slide a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, short looks like the play, at least for right now, but I am really hesitant to hit the sell button right now, guys. In this type of market with what's been going on, I really, really don't like hitting the sell button. I did try a short twice. I was super, super aggressive. I ended up like $50 or $40 in profit from 2 trades before I hopped off my morning session and, caught this. But, if I'm going to short, I'm going to look to be really aggressive on protecting capital. I don't think trying to catch the top in this market is a good idea. But let's see, man. Yeah, selling off. There's our little crack below. I think down to this level is pretty likely. Right over here. If sellers really, really start to step in and we're head back down to VWAP, maybe we get kind of that momentum scalp to the downside. Again, if you've been here before, you know how I trade. Price action, market structure, volume tools, utilizing order flow over on the side, paying attention to edgeful levels and statistics around the instrument that I'm trading. Okay, quick peek down to the 55s, the 155s. Do we start to hold below? I don't think so. I think we come right back up and we kind of just chop around in here. Yeah, I mean, from right here, right now, this is the short play that I could see. I don't like a risk structure like that. I think it's completely normal to crack back up here. It would really have to be over the highs of the session. That's kind of wide to run a stop loss, right? For a 1-to-1, I would need something like that. And I just don't know that I want to try to start shorting this market. I wouldn't mind something along these lines if it made sense. Quick crack down below, but very, very, very tight on the stop loss, and that's not really how I want to operate. So let's see what happens here. We'll stay patient. We'll watch price, see if we can't find something that makes sense. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen. I've had visible range volume profile on really a while ago. Hasn't been too recent that I've been playing with this stuff on my chart, but pretty simple. Gives you a horizontal reading of volume at different levels. I think it could be pretty helpful. I can't really use it with a split screen. I like to run the 1 minute and the 5 minute. You see me use 5 minute 100 tick, 1 minute, 5 minute, kind of a lower time frame, a slightly higher time frame, especially on NQ. I find it pretty fast to just watch a low time frame. But I see a lot of guys use 2 minute and 3 minute. I thought that's a pretty happy medium in there if I want to get something that's a little bit slower, but maybe not jump to the 5. So today I've been playing with 2 minute and 3 minute. I'm going to back test a whole lot with it, kind of just get a feel for price action. And maybe this is a similar setup that I stick with, but we'll see. Always looking to adapt and improve without making huge changes and acknowledging that it's preference, man. Like there's not going to be some magic system or small change where I move from the 2 minute to the 3 minute, and now all of a sudden it's like night and day. Oh my God, I figured it out. I just don't think it works like that. So, find stuff that works for you that kind of helps you interpret the market. Your preference, right? Black and white candlesticks, maybe, monotone colors, easy on the eyes, and back test with it, trade with it, get comfortable, go from there. But I am excited to do kind of a more deep dive on NASDAQ this weekend. That's my game plan. Do a whole bunch of back testing, a little bit of pre-market, and then just throughout the day, get a feel for what we've been seeing over the last few weeks to months of data on the low time frames, and get warmed up trading through it again. So again, still really like Dow. I have the most experience on US 30 from CFDs. I really like it at the open. I like it on a slightly higher time frame, like the 5 minute, and going for some bigger moves. The issue with that is I like to trade live here with you guys. I trade power hour. I get these small specific time frames and just my own personal trading throughout the day. And maybe I get like 1 or 2 setups. Maybe I get no setups on Dow, and you kind of are just stuck watching the market all day. So NASDAQ, ES, flowing with the trend, going for smaller movements, at specific times. A little bit easier to work with for me, my preference, right? Yeah, Mike. I'm reading your comments, man. Sorry, I just had a call. 21,200. Look at 21,200. Yeah, we've been looking at 21,200 come on and off the book. Let's look at Bookmap together. My favorite order flow tool. We got a lot of levels on NASDAQ today. Quite a few. This bad boy is what Mike here was just talking about. Yes, we had quite a few back here as we got close. We even had it at right around that 195 level, 194 level. Those started to lighten up, and we could see now they've really lightened up. A whole bunch came off the book. We do have what looks like real liquidity above and below price. It seems to the upside, price has really been absorbing it. To the downside, it has been acting a little bit like support, although if it's multiple levels like this, it does kind of trade through. So I'm cautiously watching Bookmap today. Cautiously. There's a lot of trading going on, and I'm not going to pick out any one level and say, here would be a target or spot to trade to or from. But yeah, this is Bookmap. If you guys want to check this out, I am a partner with Bookmap. This is level 2 data. This is your depth of market, right? Your current order book. Price levels right here. This is quantity of live orders on the bid and the ask. You have price itself. Volume bubbles displaying volume traded historically. This is live market conditions right here. Volume down on the bottom, cumulative volume delta, volume profiles, a whole bunch of other fun stuff. You can configure these so many different ways. You can customize them. Bookmap is awesome. I really do like to utilize it over to the side on my trading. And, for example, we start selling off. I'm targeting something at the downside. We have a level right here. I think that's an easy target. I want to be cautious if I'm looking to hold through that. Recognize that we do have orders, to buy down here. Maybe it's absorbed. Maybe it fuels fire to the downside. Maybe we start to find some support after those fill. So it can be helpful to pay attention to additional levels. And while we are at it, I'm going to go ahead and break down an Edgeful report for you guys. I am also partnered with Edgeful. Edgeful is an awesome platform that provides a whole bunch of different statistics around a whole bunch of different instruments. Here's a combination of reports, kind of variation of reports that I've found super helpful to pay attention to. This is the initial balance breakout report on NQ. So you guys have heard me talk about this one. This is measuring what percent of the time does NQ over the last 6 months of data during New York session break the initial balance, which is the 1 hour opening range from 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 10:30 a.m. Eastern. What percent of the time does it break only one side and not come back down and break the other side? Strong stat, 78.29% of the time. It breaks to the upside and doesn't come back down and break the downside, or vice versa. Here's a couple interesting variations that I found. If you go to this report by rejection, what this is displaying is which side is more likely to break first based on which side is formed first. So, for example, if we put the initial balance low in first, we come down low, then we pull up to the upside, and we put that initial balance high in second, the price action that forms that high is formed after the low. That high is more likely to break. almost 3/4 of the time, that's the side to break if it's going to break. So to put this simply, the side that, and I'll give you an example, the side that forms last is more likely to break. Again, if we pull down at the open, come back up, form the high second, that's the side that's more likely to break if it's going to break out, because it doesn't always. With a third variation of this report, if it breaks the high or the low, it often extends that high or low by an average number of points to the upside or downside. How can you use this in your trading, you might ask? Or, Zach, this is kind of abstract. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. This doesn't make any sense. Break it down to me, right? Let's take a look at yesterday. Trading view chart for NQ. Let's get rid of this for now, just so we can see a little bit clearer. Here is Wednesday, November 6th. This is the 9:30 a.m. open, right? We're on the 5-minute chart here. We can see the low is formed first, the initial balance low. The high is formed last, right? This is 9:30 a.m. If I drag my cursor out, this is 10:30 a.m., right? This is the high and low put in between 9:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Here's what we know based on the stats before any of this stuff happens. If we break the high or the low, more than 3/4 of the time, we do not come back down to break the opposite side. And we know that if we're going to break one side, which we don't always, sometimes it's formed and then we just chop. If we're going to break one side, 3/4 of the time, approximately a little over 70% of the time, it's the side that formed last, in this case, the IB high. And we know that on average, if we break the IB high over the last 6 months of data, the average extension to the upside is about 61 points. So, how might you apply this to your trading? How might you form a bias? How might you form a trading idea around this? Well, combining basic price action and structure, we are bullish overall. We're bullish in overnight, new president, and markets on a tear. We've broken above prior day high, and we are bullish at the open. Maybe off the bat you say, I'm going to wait for this initial balance to set, but I already have kind of I want to look for buys, bias. Initial balance sets, and it gives you a strong bias to the upside. Why? You know that if we're going to break to the upside, if we're going to break one side of the initial balance high or low, which happens more often than not, we have the upside, the top side formed last. 3/4 of the time, we're going to break that side. And if we break it, we usually push about 61 points on average. All of the information, averaged. So maybe you say, you know what? I'm not just going to jump in right up here. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. We're selling off a little bit. I'm going to wait. We're testing this area right here. We're staying above VWAP. Maybe you don't enter down here. You say, you know what? I'm going to wait for a little bit of price action. Boom. You get a really nice bullish candle there. Or maybe you do enter down here on this bullish candle. But let's say you enter somewhere up on the break of these highs. These highs, somewhere in the middle round. You go stop loss below the low. And of course, I'm cherry picking an example here, right, guys? We know this isn't going to play out like this all the time. Maybe you say, first target is going to be initial balance high, right? I'm targeting this area, and I'm going to take off half the position if and when we get there. I'm going to go stop loss to break even. And I'm going to shoot for another 20 points above that, 30 points maybe. Because I know on average, if we break the high, we typically don't just break it and come right back down in. Typically break it and extend 60 some odd points. Simple ways that you can start to understand how the market moves slightly more often than not over large sample sizes of data. I think it can be very helpful. I think other traders might find it helpful. This is one combination of tons of different reports. You might say, I need to know about the 15-minute opening range. I don't want to know about opening ranges at all. I want to know about prior day highs and lows, or a number of other different things. This is on there. But that combo, to me, powerful. Very powerful, right? Again, just kind of running through it one more time. 78.29. First off, we only have no break where the high and low is set less than 1% of the time, right? So we're almost always breaking one or both sides of that initial balance range by some amount. If we break, which we know is happening almost every day, over 3/4 of the time, we're breaking one side. We're not coming back down to break the other side. And we know if we break, on average, we extend that upside or downside level by a pretty decent amount. And we know the side that's formed last is most likely to break first. So this combo for initial balance, specifically on NQ, gives you a really, really strong trading idea. Being devil's advocate, will this always work? Will it always be so easy to structure trades? Absolutely not. First off, these stats don't play out all the time, right? 20% of the time, we're coming back down to break the other side of the range. You're dead wrong on those days. A quarter of the time, we're not breaking the side that's formed last first. We're breaking the opposite side. And within that, you have price action to deal with, right? You have movement in between all this to be able to structure a trade in a way that makes sense and not get stopped out before your trading idea and those stats potentially do play out. So is nothing in trading is completely cut and dry and foolproof. But I think stuff that Edgeful is putting out is really, really powerful for traders. I think it provides what you look for in backtesting in really simple, easy to read reports. And just to take you through the platform, for all of their reports, they give you a example, visual example. They break it down and explain it. What is it? What is the breakout? How can you possibly use this? Explanations of what happened, report breakdown over the last however many days, with an option to view the trading view price chart, which is right here, and a video on almost all of these. So, free trial for Edgeful. You can check this stuff out for free, completely for free. Unlike Bookmap, where you do have to subscribe and there's a discount. Link in the description to both of these if you want to check this out. You can check out your stats for your instrument, whether you're trading futures, crypto, stocks, Forex. You can get stats behind price movements. That is Edgeful. Coming back over to the markets. Getting close to the FOMC. God, guys, I gotta put a trade on here. I can't have a no trade session. We're gonna scalp something. That's my game plan. I've become the no trade live trading session, and I don't like it. Chopping around, we did come down to fill. Yeah, the 160s. A second time. Yeah, this looks like just chop ahead of FOMC. The rate statement's going to come out, and market's likely going to react to that. And then after, Jerome Powell is going to yap away and probably move the market even more. He's going to answer questions. It's kind of what happens at that conference. Yeah, what do we think, guys? What do we think going into FOMC? I really don't want to leave a trade on, but I'd like to get something in between here. This is kind of choppy. Maybe a sell for a lower low. These are getting bid right back up. Kind of have come across this level a couple times. Yeah, again, not a great session, not a great time to be trading today, but I wanted to jump on with you guys. I don't want to say I'm gonna live trade and then and not run a stream. So we'll continue searching for a trade. The sell with a stop loss just above here wouldn't have played too nicely. The sell from up here, targeting a lower low, if you were really aggressive, maybe you could have captured something, but it wouldn't have been a 1-to-1, right? So not much would have played here. Really would have been looking for a move like that. Yeah, most of the orders on Bookmap, as far as resting liquidity, looks like they're coming off the book, maybe in preparation for this FOMC. And algos are still on. Those will get killed, usually right before. Really great stats. Absolutely, man. Good stats. I appreciate that. Yeah, check it out for yourself, guys. Edgeful. You can check that out for free. Link is in the description. I think it's an awesome deal that they run. You could get it for a week. Run through all the stats, take a look. Obviously, they update in real time, and the stats do change based on what's happening in the market every day. And that's why they have a subscription for it that you would want to continue to watch. They also have real-time data where you can pay attention to, kind of what's setting up right here, right now. I'm actually almost liking this for a long, guys. A quick long boy. Yeah, not really great structure either, though. Dang, man. I'm really gonna talk myself out of all of these. And do I think it's going to play out in 20 minutes? Ooh, yeah, we got liquidity above. I do like this long. Let's see if we could just give you a little bit better price. Maybe right at 70. Or do we just sell right back off? Oh, I'm waiting a minute. Let's see what happens from here. Was getting ready to hit the buy button. Watch some levels come up right above Bookmap that look like we might want to come grab. Maybe just target a 1-to-1 quick move back up, take it off before the highs. Not on that type of selling pressure. Now we are just continuing this move. Looking at this happen. Right. I don't think we harshly sell off before this number, though. Long America. I don't know, guys. It is Long America. I'm going to hop into this bad boy long. We're going to look for a quick trade. I'm tired of having too many no trade sessions on here with you guys. I want to be able to survive a wick below this low. I don't know that I'm going to capture a 1-to-1 on that type of risk. So I'm going to call this kind of a last ditch stop loss level, where if we do start to sell off, I'll probably clip this one early. And I will risk some profit on the day for a quick crack back up to the upside. We'll keep buying this market even as we are pulling back down. That's my game plan. Long, quick push up back above these highs, kind of just continuing this choppy consolidation ahead of FOMC. I am not going to hold this for longer than 15 minutes ahead of 2 p.m. Eastern. So whether we're in loss or stopped out or in profit or break even, I'm taking this thing off a couple minutes before 2 p.m. Eastern, so long as I don't forget. That's my game plan here. Let's see, retesting these lows again. Really failing to kind of move below these areas of high volume, just testing this area of support multiple times. Again, this is not something that I believe I'm going to capture a big trade on. This is a last-ditch stop loss level where if we were coming down lower, I'd probably want to kill it before we got here and realize a full $500 loss. But you want to have something on the book for sure. So let's see if we can't get a little crack back above these highs and grab a little winner on here. If not, worst case, we absolutely wick down here and out for 500. We chop around a little bit lower. We come into this 2 p.m. time frame, and I take this bad boy off before we get there. Let's see what NQ has for us today. Looking pretty damn weak. Levels on Bookmap did start to come off. That 200 level is kind of on and off the book. As we start to peek our head back up, it does come back on. But it is off at the moment, and we are continuing some momentum to the downside. Let's see if these 50s can hold 150 area. Maybe a quick peek down below that. If we do start to sell off and come all the way down here, I think it's likely that we really start to come back down towards VWAP. This is a pretty fairly wide stop for NQ. Yeah, we're talking a 100 tick stop loss, 25 points. Let's see if we could hold these lows. Again, in this market, guys, even on low time frame, small trade stuff, I'm hard pressed to hit the sell button. It's just hard when you zoom out and you look at something like this and you say, I'm going to start selling, right? Get VWAP back in line. Sorry for making you guys dizzy here. Cool. Let's see what we get coming into to FOMC. Yeah, man, chopping, just slowly trending down, holding these lows, but not by much. Really losing faith in this one as we just continue to test these lows. Unless we get a quick pop back up, I think we are going to crack these and likely come down and take me out of this trade. But we put our trades on. We have our nice clear reasons behind them, and we hold. Like we said, guys, I want to hop on here, take some trades with you. Whether or not we got to take an L, I'll put something on with you guys, make it interesting. We got liquidity at 45. That doesn't look good. Can we hold this low again? I don't know. I don't know that we do. Liquidity at 45 sucks. We come down and fill that. I think we are going to crack to the downside. Really trying to hold on to these 50s, but this is looking kind of weak. Again, I got about 10 minutes to let this thing play out. So unless we start to get some movement back up, maybe past entry into green, I'm going to look to clip this thing. Don't need to YOLO this into FOMC, although it might absolutely skyrocket on this rate decision. It's not something that I really want to be involved in. Slow moving drift into this news, but we got a trade on. We'll see what we can do here. What's up, guys? What's up? Said I wasn't going to reset my practice since I made 11K last week. No resets. Trading the way that I always do. Man, this week was just tough. Hyper fast candles. Reset like 6 times. That's tough, man. Yeah, I got to talk to a couple guys. There was someone in chat in the community saying they reset a bunch of times and they got to step away. So I'm going to try to this afternoon get some answers in on the boys in Discord, because tough week, man. Again, I tried to put it in perspective for guys, right? Election week, a lot of volatility or potential for a lot of volatility. If we haven't traded this type of volatility before, maybe you do it in a practice account or at best combines. If combines are, like Rip says, a rip in the wind for you, not a big deal. But there's no reason to put a whole bunch of risk on. The markets are volatile. They're not going anywhere. You don't have to be YOLOing accounts into crazy volatility. But it seems like, even from social media, it seems like some guys did really well. A lot of guys did really poorly. A lot of blown XFAs, a lot of big profits, which is kind of what I expected. And again, there's a camp that's on the other side of this that says this is the best trading time of the week. Excuse me. This is the best trading week of the year. Get ready to put risk on. Get ready to capitalize on this volatility. You want to be able to grab this, as it's happening. Don't sleep on it. Don't miss it. Get at your trading desk. So we're back in the money on this trade. I'm telling you this, guys. I'm not going to hold until 2 p.m. So I only got a couple minutes. I'm going to grab this profit. I'm going to go stop loss to break even. And let's see. We're going to grab $240 on this one. Was that an amazing trade? No, it's not. Why am I taking it off? We have 9 minutes and 10 seconds until the largest, if maybe the second largest, regularly scheduled high impact news event, which is the federal funds rate. We're likely going to see a big increase in volatility. But we grabbed a little bit of profit. Is that a very sustainable way to trade? No, that would be a negative risk to reward, right? Although I did say that $510 was kind of a worst case scenario. Don't really want to see it come down there. If we continued that chop, I'm likely going to take the trade off before we get down there. Hopefully not realize that whole $500. If you're scalping, if you're trading with really low time frames like this, not a terrible way to trade, right? Maybe you want to allow for a wick, but not a whole candle closure. And, you just want to let price kind of move around without having to stop loss too tight. But 200 some odd bucks on a trade with you guys live here. Got it done. And yeah, let's see. I'm going to hang out. I'll hang out for 9 minutes with you guys. I want to see the 2 p.m. price action. We'll watch this thing. Again, why am I taking that trade off there specifically? Pretty obvious based on the visible range volume profile. But even if you took this off, this is the area of high volume, right? Prior highs that we came down and tested 1 million times. Lots of candle closures. We are pulling down, and we get a quick crack back up. Do I think that we're likely to run in the next 3 or 4 minutes before FOMC when I'm closing that trade out with a super tight time limit? No, I don't. I'm not sure. Maybe we just trend back down and I'm forced to close it a couple minutes ahead of time for a $200 or $300 loss. So grab the quick profit, in and out. Not a stellar read of the market. That was just chop, and I was in the middle of it, and I got to close when it was green. So that's the, I always give you guys the honest stuff, right? You hop on other people's live streams and you hear traders talk and we're the best ever, man. See, I told you I'm the best read of the market maker. I wrote the algorithm. I don't know, whatever they talk about. I try to be honest with you. If I catch a banger, we get something really nice. Sure, I'll talk about it. That one locked up a couple $100. but yeah, guys, in case you didn't know, I wrote the algorithm. Yeah, the whole thing. Wrote it. 5 seconds for where the scalpers. Yeah, I don't know about the 5 second. Easy on that time frame chart. First off, that name is hysterical, Tony. Slap her ask, as in like the bid ask, right? Join ask. That's hysterical. Just super close to bordering on not politically correct. Easy on that time frame talk. That 2 minute chart is high time frame. Yeah. I don't know about that, brother. you're on your own with the high time frame 2 minute. Yeah, no, dude, I don't know. Guys are crazy. But like I see people make it happen. So who am I? Everybody's going to have something negative to say no matter what. So, if you make it work on like the 10-second, 5 seconds, wild, dude. But you make it work on less than a 1 minute chart. I give you credit. I'm not going to doubt you, man. Do your thing. I think it's crazy fast and, but like also it depends, right? Like some guys could trade. Here's what I always say with time frames. It depends, right? You might be trading like a 2 minute chart like this, and that's kind of close to like a 30-second chart like this, right? So it does kind of just depend on what kind of data, like how zoomed in or zoomed out are you, right? I could trade a 5 minute chart where, yes, the candles technically are printing slower. That's showing me less data than a 1 minute chart way zoomed out. And I don't know if you notice how I'm trading this chart. Yeah, I'm fairly zoomed out. I'm not really like, definitely not more zoomed in than the standard reset when you go to reset a chart like this. Certainly not more zoomed in. If anything, I'm less zoomed in. Stretch it a little bit. Here we go, all the way back up towards the highs. Are we going to crack 21,200? Are we going to put the high of the session in? Holding on to that trade into the last 2 to 3 minutes. Looks like it would have paid a little bit more. Maybe could have grabbed $400, $500 out of that one. But I am happy with how we handled that. Yeah, man. No combines for me. 2 more weeks yet. Proud of my practice gains. 100%, Mike. I feel that, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. Again, unless combines are super duper cheap for you, there's nothing wrong with practice. I don't think you should stay in demo accounts forever because you don't have skin in the game. And a lot of guys can do fantastic when it comes to demo accounts and practice accounts, but then in real time, it gets crazy. On a week like this, even if you're a couple years in, there's no shame in trading a practice account. You probably haven't been through a U.S. election or one that's at least as polarizing as this, along with war in the Middle East and FOMC rate. Maybe you hop in a practice account and you just kind of feel it out first. Maybe combines are not a big deal. You keep it in combines. Just a thought. Again, maybe you say, that's a terrible thing to say, Zach. This is the best time of the year. We have so much movement, so much volatility. All you would have had to done is press the long buy button and you would have made money. So I grain of salt everything, man. There's 2 big camps. And I think I'm somewhere in the middle, right? I saw all the posts. Get to the trading desk. It's the best time of year to trade. You better be working 12 hours a day. All the way to, if you trade this week, you're an idiot. You're a gambler. Go to the casino. Just waste your money there. I don't know that I'm at either of those extremes. Probably somewhere in the middle. So, consider your risk. Maybe reduce it. Maybe spread it around across combines instead of funded accounts. But 1:56 and 55 seconds p.m. Eastern. We are 3 minutes away from the FOMC rate statement. If you're on here, here's the big warning. FOMC rate statement coming up. I would close out of positions or manage risk if I was in one. Again, not financial advice, not a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Here's what we're looking at. 2 p.m. Eastern federal funds rate. And then after that, FOMC press conference at 2:30. But we got a countdown going. Red means high impact news event, right? This is information on it. You can tell I used to trade Forex. This is forexfactory.com if you guys are interested. This is a financial, it's actually a form, but they have financial news on their main page. You can filter this by just USD, by filter out low impact, holidays, whatever you want to look at. So we are forecast 4.75%. Let's see what we come at. Do we get some cuts? Do they pull something crazy? Is it already baked into price? I don't know. But we're fixing to find out here in a couple minutes. I feel that. My goal is to trade the 5-minute only someday. Yep. Slow it down. Promo combines. I feel that, Mike. Yeah. Yep. Can't afford the 49 over and over and over. Bills are heavy. Yeah. No, for sure, man. And you know, if you don't have a reason to be paying that $49 combine over and over and over again, then don't do it, right? If you don't have some data to show that you have a positive expectancy over a large number of trades, you know, why are we just resetting combines? So, you know, take it easy, you know, practice, and you got some cheap ones left. Well done. And I heard through the grapevine that TopStep is going to have some kind of deal coming up. Not specific to me, but I've heard them mention it in kind of a joking way a couple times. 150,000 subscribers on YouTube, 100,000 in Discord. Maybe they roll something out. That to me sounds like the 150K account versus the 100K account. But again, guys, if you're on here, hello, well, wake up. Welcome to the show. 30 seconds to FOMC. Big, high-impact news event. Maybe nothing happens at all. We'll see. We'll see live here. I'd be cautious if you're in positions. That's probably about the final warning that I'll be able to give you guys before this. So go ahead and load up full port. YOLO your... No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Don't do that. So let's see. Again, sometimes these are uneventful, man. Sometimes they're like a big nothing burger. You know, it's like supposed to be this huge, you know, wick, but sometimes it's nothing. But here we go. Bookmap is super duper light. Completely dark. All liquidity off the book. And are we lagging? Wow. Okay, spread super wide. Are we going to print? Wow, this is super interesting to watch in real time. No, yeah, it wasn't lagging. TopstepX was not lagging for that because I got Bookmap open with a different data stream, and spread actually really widened out, but price traded kind of stayed there for a second. Here's the reaction. That was interesting to see, man. I can show you it on Bookmap too. Indecisive, very indecisive right off the bat. Do we pick a direction and run? Let's see. Obviously, a lot of volatility, a lot of volume being traded. Or rather, not a lot of volume being traded, actually. Let me be accurate about this. Volatility in the 46.2-minute candle it's printing right now. But we are right here at the opening price for this candle. So indecisive so far. Algos are still off the book. Massive order on the book down. Massive orders on the book. 200 down at, wow. 128. Let's just take a look at this on Bookmap together, guys. Here's what I was watching. So here's 2 p.m. right here. That looked like TopstepX was lagging for a second, but it actually wasn't because here's spread. Here's the you know, the bid and ask just widen out, and then here is finally like the reaction that started like what is it, like 15, 16 seconds in. You can see down here on the bottom, 1400 is 2 p.m. Eastern. You know, algos come off the book, right? It gets really dark. All this algorithmic liquidity a few minutes before. That stayed on the book, came up and filled that. These came back on. Look at that bad boy. That was not there earlier today. That came on at 153. Actually, looks like it started at 151. Came on 153. That is a big stack of orders on the book. You could see it on the actual order book here. That's heavy. That's heavy. Looks like they're just starting to turn the algos back on above and below price. Wow, do we pull back down? What does that look like? The 200s are off. Man. And what is the actual price that spike is at? $28.50. I'm going to go with $28.50. Looks like the middle ground there. Wow. That's interesting. It's a pretty far ways away from price. Why are they picking that? That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I could see it. Here's, oh, that's per day high. Here's your Bookmap level. right here, right off of this high. You can see a little high back over here. And from today, it's really just below this pretty big 930 candle. Yeah, down near the open of the session. That's pretty gnarly. We'll have to see if it stays on the book. Oftentimes they come on and off, so we will we'll see what happens there. But that's interesting. Whole lot of nothing, guys. Honestly, like that's pretty light, right? Not quite nothing, right? Not quite nothing. You could obviously see the candle. That's a pretty big increase in volatility, relative to what's happening right around it. You can see the volume traded. Not a whole bunch. I'm interested to see what happens at 2:30 when Jerome Powell starts speaking. Trading right back at the open, or where that candle was opening up. So not a whole lot. Yeah, watching Bookmap. Order started to get pulled. Check this out. What did I just say? I said, let's watch that because sometimes these orders come on and off the book. Boom, 3 minutes. It's off. Again, this gives you real-time liquidity. And that means that orders can come on and off the book in real time. So we still do have something down here at this 125. But it looks like 62 and not the 200 that were on the book down here. So that's interesting. But somebody or multiple are interested in some levels below price. So nice. Guys, I appreciate you being here. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord. Thank you for tuning in and jumping on live with me. Tomorrow, I'll be on Top Step TV for the reversal challenge. Will I come back as the comeback king? I don't know if you saw a couple weeks ago, I was losing. They were joked around a lot. Everybody voted. They said, who's going to win the reversal challenge? And Eddie put the poll up, and it said, Zach, Zach, Zach. I go on. I'm losing. I had the comeback win. It's probably about 3 weeks ago now. But that'll be fun. It's 3 p.m. Eastern on Top Step TV. Feel free to hop on, check that out. I'll be back on next week, Monday for Fast Markets, Tuesday for Trade with Top Step, which I haven't been on. It's like a 2 p.m. Eastern. So even more live trading with Top Step TV. That's super fun. Excited to be doing that. Stay tuned to Discord. Like I said, a lot of stuff changing up over the next couple weeks. I'll keep you guys updated. But hop in the free Discord if you are not already. And I will talk to you guys in there. Thank you for being here. I will see you tomorrow live on Top Step TV to close out the week, 3 p.m. Eastern. Be easy, guys.